Hey guys, in today's video I will be giving an update now on particularly Winter Storm Nathaniel that will be impacting a bunch of the central plains. You can see where particularly the winter storm warning is in effect from northern Kansas into eastern Nebraska and into pretty much almost all of Iowa, particularly central and southern Iowa, portions of very northern Missouri, and including portions of northern Illinois, including the Chicago area. In fact, that the Chicago area is under a winter storm warning. But if any of you do actually, in fact, live in the Chicago area, correct me if I'm wrong if you're under a winter storm warning or the winter weather advisory. The winter weather advisory is in the purpley blue shade that surrounds, in the central U.S., surrounds the winter storm warning, and then as well extends all the way into the Ohio Valley, including much of Ohio, Pennsylvania, western New York State, and including portions of Virginia, West Virginia, portions of central southern Pennsylvania, and parts of the mountains in Virginia, West Virginia are under a winter storm warning. Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore, New York just recently, as well as southern Connecticut, just went under a winter weather advisory. In fact, I just got an alert on my phone just literally like 2 minutes ago that I just went under a winter weather advisory, so that's very cool. Let's in fact zoom into the New York City area. And you can see again, yeah, winter weather advisory in effect for, well, particularly the New York City area, and then extending into all of the counties in southern Connecticut, and then as well northern Connecticut, Hartford County is as well included in that. Now, let's check and see what the latest National Weather Service office in New York, which is in Upton, New York, in Long Island, what they're calling for. So currently they're calling for their official forecast that they're calling for is around an inch, maybe 2 inches for the more northern areas of more northern areas to the north, especially to the north of New York City and southern New York State, and northern portions, particularly northern portions of southern Connecticut, have the best shot at around 2 inches, but maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches in some isolated spots though as well in southern Connecticut. So that is interesting there. Here's the high-end snowfall totals. This is the highest amount of snowfall you could receive. New York City pretty much is set at 1 inch, but areas in southern Connecticut and southern New York State could have a higher end of 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, so that's interesting. We'll have to see. Again, I will as well, in fact, show you the timing on all of this with the models right after I show you this. And then the low-end snowfall totals, again, it's pretty much nothing to less than an inch for most areas. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now, here's the percentages of snowfall here's the percent chance of 0.1 inches of snowfall or more, and that's pretty much a guarantee that will occur for the Tri-State area of New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, southern New York State. Pretty much 70-80% chance, even areas getting to where 90% chance and above, they're getting closer to Albany. And then percent chance of seeing 1 inch of snowfall or more. It falls a good bit to more around 30 to 50% chance. Some areas in much farther north towards southern New York State and very northern portions of southern Connecticut have a much higher chance of 60 to 70% of that occurring. And then the percent chance of 2 inches of snow or more is pretty much around 0% chance for the New York City, Tri-State area, and southern Connecticut, but there is a bit higher chance of potentially 2 inches or more for those northern portions, again, northern portions of southern Connecticut and portions of southern New York State. So pretty much generally that's the ballpark of generally how much snow will it be expecting. Doesn't look like we'll at all be seeing any snowfall totals of above 4 inches or anything higher than that, so pretty much generally most areas should see anywhere from 1 to 4 inches, it seems, at most. Highest and most amount you'll see is 4 inches, but lowest end, again, is nothing if this really busts. But now let's get into the models now. That's what the National Weather Service was saying. Now let's show you what the GFS, CMC, and European models are showing. Okay, here's the let me switch back to the GFS model, and let's go and zoom in on the Northeast in particular. Now, let's move this forward in time, and I'll show you what the GFS model is now showing. So this is the current run. This is the 12Z run. You can see there's the storm moving in, and the GFS model has the New York City Tri-State area particularly mostly snow, and then, but it does in this run show it potentially changing over to rain. I don't think that will occur, to be honest. At most, I think we'll have a bit of mixing, but otherwise it should generally just be all wintry precipitation, generally all snow. So now let's show you what the snowfall totals according to the GFS model are from this system. Let's show you total accumulated snowfall. It might have gone out too far. There, let's go out to there. You can see the GFS model is much lower in snowfall totals, especially for the New York City Tri-State area, of pretty much like a dusting to an inch for the New York City area in particular. But then in Connecticut, southern Connecticut could see 1 to 2 inches, and then 3 to 4, maybe 5 to 7 inches even for northern portions of Connecticut there from this system. But GFS model is definitely the one of the models that's showing definitely a lot lower amounts of snowfall for the New York City Tri-State area in particular. I think New York City area has a decent shot at seeing 2 inches. I think they could see up to 2 inches. And then I think, as well as Long Island and the portions of New Jersey right near New York City, like we'll also see 1 to 2 inches. Northern New Jersey, southern New York State, southern and Connecticut, especially southwestern Connecticut, could see as high as 3, maybe 4 inches, I'd say, at most. So that's my take on it. That's my take on the snowstorm. If I didn't make an official forecast, but that would be my forecast for the New York City Tri-State area, is generally New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, portions of New Jersey right near New York City, 1 to 2 inches. Very northern and northwestern New Jersey, southern New York State, and once again, coastal Connecticut, especially southwestern Connecticut, we'll see a bit higher towards, maybe more towards 3 to 4 inches at most. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, that's my take on that. Now let's show you what the CMC model, the Canadian model, is showing for the system. You move this forward in time, and you see the CMC model is much colder than the GFS model. Sorry. The GFS model. CMC model, again, shows the snow coming in at around 1-2 p.m. on Tuesday for the New York City Tri-State area. And then it continues and gets heavier, in fact, towards, this is now 7-8 p.m. Tuesday evening. And then still shows generally a mix. It shows more towards a mix, more like for the New York City area and Long Island, New Jersey, and maybe portions of southern Connecticut. Now this is towards 1 to 2 a.m. But then again, as the storm is starting to pull away, it changes back over to snow as we get towards 7 to 8 in the morning on Wednesday, and then the system moves out. And now let's show you what the total snowfall accumulations are being shown for the CMC model. Again, New York City, Long Island, New York City, portions of New Jersey near New York City, again, pretty much a dusting to an inch, and then very northern New Jersey, northwestern New Jersey, southern New York State, and southern Connecticut, again, as I said, 2 to 2 inches the CMC model is showing, so showing a bit higher amounts of snowfall than the GFS model for the New York City Tri-State area. And then northern Connecticut and Rhode Island could see more towards 4, 5, 6 inches of snowfall. But again, I think even southern and southwestern Connecticut, even towards New York City, could get on the higher snowfall totals, more towards, again, that 3 to 4 inches of snowfall for those regions. If that mixing line, that's the biggest question is how quickly does that mixing line move in? Depends on when that mixing line moves in, because if it's slower to move in, then again, pretty much everywhere, including the New York City Tri-State area that's affected by the snow, will see much higher totals. So, you know, we'll have to watch that very closely. So that's what the CMC model is showing in terms of the snowfall from the system. Now let's show you what the European model is showing. Let's switch this back over, and let's show you the European model. All right. Now let's move this forward in time. Bring this forward in time. The European model generally shows it much weaker with this run that I'm noticing here. But the good thing here is that the European model, though, does show a much colder solution for the New York City Tri-State area and Connecticut, showing it generally just snow or maybe some mixing, but generally shows it not even changing fully over to rain, but keeps it colder as pretty much all snow or bit of mixing. So that's what the European model is showing. That's very interesting. Let's see what the total accumulated snowfall is according to the European model. Let's bring this out to about there. And you can see, again, New York City Tri-State area, 1-2 inches maybe for the New York City area, Long Island, portions of New Jersey closest to New York City. But again, as I said, very northern New Jersey, northwestern New Jersey, southern New York State, and even like all of Connecticut. All of Connecticut could see as high as 3 to 4 inches, and even portions maybe getting towards that 5-inch mark. But again, yeah, 3-4 inches seems to be the widespread amount from the European model near the New York City area and Connecticut. So that is what all the models are showing currently for this snowstorm heading into tomorrow, and that will start tomorrow around noon for the New York City Tri-State area, including southwestern Connecticut and New Jersey and Long Island, and will last all the way through about anywhere between 9 and 11 a.m., I'd say, on Wednesday. So that is my update on Winter Storm Nathaniel, on what the models are showing for the potential of the snowfall amounts for the New York City Tri-State area. And again, this is nice. This is a nice little snowstorm for us that live along the coast in southern New England in particular, and the New York City Tri-State area. It's nice that we're getting some snowfall because, again, this winter has not been too snowy for us, but it's definitely, I will say, it's definitely much better to a degree than last winter, for sure. Last winter was a total bust. We barely got any snow. It was extremely warm last winter. At least this winter is, in fact, actually quite cold. In fact, much colder than last winter, and we are seeing much more chances for snow. So that is a big plus for this winter. I want to remind you guys of that. So again, this is my update on Winter Storm Nathaniel and what the models are showing for this potential snowfall from this system. It looks to be a pretty nice amount of snowfall. Nothing that's going to be too crazy. Nothing that will like really be too much of a problem for anywhere. But it will bring down some snowfall totals that will be just nice to look at, kind of just outside of your house. Just nice to see. Oh, a nice few inches outside your house, So. Again, this is my update on the snowstorm for tomorrow and into Wednesday. And again, winter weather advisories have just been issued for the New York City Tri-State area. So if anyone lives in this area like I do, please comment below if you are under a winter weather advisory, how excited you are for this snowstorm, and what you guys think on what the snowstorm will do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please consider liking the video. Again, comment below what you guys think about this snowstorm, how much snow you think you'll expect. And as well, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're a first-time viewer to my channel and you're watching this video, if you like what you see in today's video, please consider subscribing, because I'll be doing much more of these kinds of videos moving throughout the rest of this winter. And then again, as we move forward into the spring and summer, I'll be bringing you guys some severe weather videos, and definitely a lot of tropical weather videos moving into the summer for the hurricane season. So I'm really excited for that coming up for this year's hurricane season. So stick around for that, but again, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.